Lightweight 450 RPM pulse rifles got a pretty significant buff with Season of the Haunted, and I'm here to discuss why you should really consider the battle rifle as a top tier weapon in all PvP modes now. The battle rifle specifically has so many things going for it that it is the king of a previously forgotten archetype. Now with the buffs I'm going to discuss, it's extremely competitive and can hold its own against the top meta options, such as the 140 RPM hand cannons and even rapid fire 540 RPM pulse rifles. Let's get into it. Prior to the Season 17 buff, the battle rifle hit for 25 on the head and 15 on the body. What this meant is that the gun required a minimum of 8 shots regardless of resilience values to kill a Guardian. That's 7 crits and 1 body shot for anyone 4 resilience or lower, or 8 crits for anyone 5 resilience or higher. Now that gives an optimal TTK of 0.87 seconds. That's the same optimal TTK as a 140 RPM hand cannon, such as the Ace of Spades, Palindrome or Fatebringer. The optimal TTK was never the problem. Often us Destiny creators talk about optimal TTKs, but in-game, how realistic is an optimal TTK? Well, previously, for the battle rifle, this was not readily achievable. Hitting all critical shots would only happen a handful of times, and for lower resilience Guardians, missing 1 crit into a body isn't that forgiving. What this resulted in is that you were never really achieving the 0.87 second TTK, and often you'd require 4 bursts, which means your TTK was going over 1 second for this archetype. Now with the buff in the Season of the Haunted, a headshot now hits for 26.4, the game just shows 26 for simplification, and a body shot for 16. For the math whizzes out there, you'll notice that this new damage doesn't actually change the TTK of the gun. In an optimal scenario, you'll still need 8 bullets to kill a Guardian, so the gun still has an optimal TTK of 0.87 seconds. That's alright, as I said, the TTK wasn't the issue. Where it does change, however, is that the archetype is now much more forgiving, which goes a long way in making the gun actually feel usable in the Crucible. And not just usable, but really competitive. With the new buff, for anyone 4 resilience or lower, you now only need 6 crits and 2 bodies to kill them. Or for anyone 5 resilience or higher, 7 crits and 1 body. Just that small shift in body shot to headshot ratio has made the gun feel incredibly more competitive in my testing, as the gun is way more forgiving now. To emphasize the new forgiveness of this archetype even more, the full 3 burst or 9 bullets has a TTK of around 0.93 seconds. With the buff, to kill anyone up to 80 resilience, you'll only need 5 crits and 4 bodies, or you'll need 6 crits and 3 bodies for anyone with 90 resilience or above. That's only a 55 to 66% of critical shots required to achieve a very competitive TTK for those encounters where your aim is slightly off. The archetype has a new level of comfort that makes it so much easier to use. So we've now discussed why lightweights are in a much better space. Why the battle rifle specifically? Well, the battle rifle is an absolute stat monster. Look at this table right here, which compares the battle rifle to other similar lightweight pulse rifles. The battle rifle has more aim assist, more range, better stability than its other lightweight compatriots. The battle rifle is one of the few weapons in the entire game that can easily achieve 100 aim assist with just 1 helmet targeting mod, which by the way only costs 1 energy this season. The battle rifle also has a unique scope which provides 20 zoom, which means that at base, the gun has way more effective range than most other pulse rifles. Damage fall off doesn't even start till around 39 meters, and that's not even considering perks like rangefinder. Compare this to the Peace of Mind, which has a damage fall off starting around 34 to 35 meters. You can really see how the battle rifle can create a real niche for itself. A well-rolled BXR can easily achieve 40 meters plus of range, and with its huge aim assist, it feels incredibly easy to hit those shots from that kind of distance. On slightly longer range maps, say Bannerfall, Widow's Court, and the new PvP map released this season, the battle rifle may actually be a better option than the Peace of Mind. Another reason I love the battle rifle is that it has a unique legacy BXR-55 frame, which allows it to receive the bonuses of a lightweight frame. So think about the bonus to sprint speed that makes the gun feel incredible in a run and gun scenario. And then it's also got this intrinsic hip fire accuracy that makes the gun versatile at CQC ranges as well. In terms of synergy with Solar 3.0, the BXR is a solar weapon, so keep that in mind. Moreover, when I was using the new acrobatic dodge on the Hunter, which gave the gun a 15% damage boost in PvP, the gun was now hitting for 30 on headshots and 18 on body shots. Not only did this reduce the TTK of the gun slightly, as now it only required 7 shots to kill a Guardian up to 9 resilience, but it also made the gun even more forgiving in all the scenarios I discussed before. Although the BXR-55 isn't craftable like the Peace of Mind, it is relatively easily farmable through treasure keys in the Dares of Eternity activity. It also has a great perk pool with many good options, so in terms of luck of getting a good roll, luck is with you for once. For the barrel, Arrowhead Break alone makes the gun have a perfect 100 recoil direction, negating the need for a counterbalance mod, but if you don't get Arrowhead Break, you'll want to pair the gun with counterbalance to try and make the recoil direction as vertical as possible. For the magazine, ricochet rounds is going to be your best bet here, with accurized and close second. In terms of rolls, there's a few good options here. My first roll of choice is going to be Killing Wind Kill Clip, which is going to be an absolute monster in quick play. Once you get a kill, you'll get a damage buff and a noticeable range buff, which will make it easier to go on multiple streaks in 6v6 modes. The second role I'm going to recommend is more for 3v3 modes, and that's going to be Perpetual Motion and Rangefinder. It's going to maximize the range and the stability of the gun. Other great perks, which you can pair with any of the perks I've mentioned before, are going to be Eye of the Storm in that last column, a relatively rare perk for a pulse rifle that makes any gun a dueling monster, and Blunt Execution rounds, which is another unique perk that actually doubles damage in PvP if you cause melee damage within 15 meters. Even something like a smoke or a throwing knife can work here as long as you're within 15 meters of the target, and then the gun becomes absolutely insane. I'm talking 52 on a headshot. That's absolutely nuts. So there you have it, guys. Go dust off your battle rifles from your vault and try it out again in PvP. I am going to guarantee that you are going to fall in love with this weapon. If you enjoyed what I talked about today, remember to like the video and remember to subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with the latest PvP and PvE content from Destiny. I'm Mr. Onnit, and that's all for today. Peace out.